All news agencies are reporting on this. I am choosing to bring you the Jerusalem
There are
Post's
4 ongoing
version.
investigations against Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, and police are reportedly preparing to wrap up Case 1000, allegedly involving illegal gifts. Police are likely to conclude this investigation with that recommendation to indict Netanyahu. Police had already made the decision to separate the case from other ongoing investigations. The case is set to be transferred to prosecution once the investigation comes to a close. Yet, Netanyahu is expected to undergo at least one more questioning in the investigation. The Prime Minister has already been questioned under caution 3 times in Case 1000, as well as in a separate case dealing with an alleged attempt to broker favorable media coverage with Yedioth Ahronoth publisher Arnon Moses with a Z. Last week it was reported that Australian billionaire James Packer was also summoned by the police to testify over gifts he allegedly gave to the Netanyahu family. Police reportedly suspected Packer of giving the Prime Minister's son, Yair, lavish gifts, including free hotel rooms and flights, in order to influence his father. Yair was questioned by the police on the matter on January 17th. According to the Jerusalem Post. That was short and sweet, wasn't it? However, if we just slide on over to I-24 News over there in Israel, they leave us a little bit more meat on that phone. Case 1000, which centers on accusations that the Netanyahu family had for several years, received gifts of luxurious cigars and champagne worth tens of thousands of shekels annually from billionaire business mogul Arnon Milchan and other wealthy benefactors. Israel Radio reported that police will press for breach of trust charges, not bribery. According to a report by the Haaretz newspaper, the gifts were not given spontaneously, but in most cases requested by the Netanyahus themselves, using the code name Pinks to indicate a requested purchase of pink champagne and leaves to signal the expensive cigars. The paper said that police believe they have sufficient evidence to back up at least some charges in the case. Police are considering investigating Netanyahu as a criminal suspect in Case 3000, which is said connected to allegations that emerged in November that Netanyahu's personal attorney, Shimron, used his personal relationship with the premier to advance deals worth billions of dollars with German,
I shit you not, motherfucker,
submarine producing conglomerate ThyssenKrupp, which he represented in Israel. Another probe, Case 2000, centers on the allegations that Netanyahu negotiated a quid pro quo arrangement with the publisher of Yedioth Ahronoth newspaper that would have limited circulation of the newspaper's main rival, Yisrael Hayom, in exchange for more favorable coverage for the Prime Minister. There is an interesting little blip here that says the details of Case 4000 remain unclear. Netanyahu on Wednesday slammed the investigations, which he said were accompanied by a celebration of hypocrisy and self-righteousness. Noting that he was not the first politician to hold meetings with media publishers, nor to have wealthy friends. It sounds like a thinly veiled threat, but that's just me. He also ignored questions from lawmakers on whether he will resign if indicted, but later saying he was facing an unprecedented witch hunt simply to replace me through non-democratic means. Quote, well, I will tell you this, there was no crime, and we don't replace a prime minister through non-democratic means. I will continue to lead the state of Israel for many years. On behalf of the citizens of Israel, the state of Israel, and the Jewish people. So you better get used to it. End quote. Leading the state of Israel, or any state for that matter, should be suffered at the pleasure of their people. Benjamin Netanyahu said, whether they like it or not, they better get used to it. That is not democratic. Now, is it? This has been me, the People Perspectives. Break this news.